Let me ask you something. How do you start your day? Because, my friend, that simple question, it might be the most important question of your life. Success is predictable. It's not luck. And it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. And the first moment to practice that discipline is when the sun hasn't even risen yet. Now here's a truth I learned early. Mornings are a mirror. They reflect your habits, your priorities, and your future. If your mornings are chaotic, unfocused, and reactive, don't be surprised if your life starts to feel the same way. But if your mornings are calm, deliberated, filled with intention and purpose, that sets the tone for everything else. You see, we must all suffer one of two things, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And I promise you this, discipline, especially in the morning, pays dividends you can't even imagine. I want you to think about this. When your alarm goes off, you're standing at the edge of your first victory. You can snooze it, delay your life, postpone your dreams, or you can rise, stand up, and step into purpose. That little choice, that small moment, builds character. It's not just about getting up. It's about who you become when you do. It's about keeping your word to yourself. That's where self-respect begins. Now I know it's easy to say, Jim, I'm just not a morning person. But let me ask you this. Are you a success person? Are you a growth person? A living my best life person? Because if the answer is yes, then you can become a morning person. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Discipline isn't something we're born with. It's something we develop. And we develop it when no one's watching. When the world is still asleep. When it's just you, the morning air, and your thoughts. I'm not asking you to move mountains. Start with simple wins. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Make your bed. Drink a glass of water. Read 10 pages of a good book. Write down 3 goals. These aren't just tasks. They are declarations. You are telling the world, I am in charge of this day. I am responsible for my direction. Don't start your day until you have it finished on paper. That was one of my golden rules. Plan it. Visualize it. Own it. Before it even begins. Let me tell you about a young man I once coached. He was bright. Ambitious. But every day he said he felt overwhelmed. Stressed. Always behind. I asked him, how do you start your day? He said, well, Jim, I usually wake up late, rush out the door, skip breakfast, and check my phone first thing. I told him, there's your problem. You don't start the day. The day starts you. So I gave him a small challenge. Wake up 30 minutes earlier, no phone. Just sit, read, think, plan. 1 week later, he came back smiling. He said, Jim, I feel like a different person. I'm calmer, focused. I'm getting more done with less stress. You see, it wasn't magic. It wasn't motivation. It was routine, intentional discipline, daily practice. Now listen, you can't control every outcome in life, but you can control how you begin your day. You can choose purpose over panic, discipline over delay, growth over comfort. Success is a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And your morning. That's where it all begins. Because if you can win the morning, you can win the day. And if you win the day, you can win your life. Don't wait for motivation. Design your morning. And let that morning design your future. Don't start your day until you have it finished on paper. Now, what does that mean? It means you don't walk into the day hoping things go well, hoping you'll be productive, hoping success just shows up. No, my friend, that's not how it works. You design it. You desire it. And that begins with your morning. Your routine is your blueprint. It's the foundation you build on every single day. It's not about how long it is. It's about how intentional it is. Let me give you something to think about. You wouldn't build a house without a blueprint. So why build your life without one? Your morning routine is your life's blueprint in motion. Now people ask me, Jim, what should I include in my morning? I tell them include what builds you. Here are some powerful pieces. 1. Quiet time reflection. Before you check the noise of the world, check in with yourself. Sit still. Think. Meditate. Pray if you pray. Center yourself before the day begins. Learn to be still. Learn to reflect. That's where the answers are. 2. Journaling. Write down your goals, your wins from yesterday, what you're grateful for, what you're aiming for. There's something magical about putting pen to paper. It takes thoughts and gives them shape. Writing is thinking made visible. And once you see your goals on paper, they become harder to ignore. 3. Reading, not scrolling, not emails. Feed your mind before the world tries to feed it junk. 10 pages a day, that's all. 10 pages a day is 650 pages a year. That's dozens of books. That's a whole new world of ideas. Miss a meal if you have to, but not your reading. 4. Planning. Your day needs direction. Your life needs a map. Take 5 minutes. Write down your top 3 tasks. Not 10, not 20. Just 3 things that, if done, would move you forward. That's focus. That's leverage. And that's the power of a routine. It takes all your energy and points it forward. 5. Move your body, stretch, walk, breathe. You don't have to run 5 miles, but you do have to move. Energy is created by motion. The body affects the mind, and a sluggish body produces sluggish thoughts. Let me tell you about a man I once knew. Let's call him David. David was successful, but he hit a wall. Burned out, exhausted. He felt like life was managing him. I asked him one question. How do you begin your day? He said, email, meetings, coffee chaos. I said, there's your answer. So I challenged him. I said, give me 1 hour. 1 hour for yourself every morning. Before the world takes a piece of you. He agreed. He started with 10 minutes of silence, wrote in a journal, read 1 chapter of a good book, and reviewed his goals. 30 days later, he called me. He said, Jim, I'm not just managing the day now. I'm leading it. And that's the shift. Now listen closely. Your routine is not just about productivity. It's about identity. Every time you show up, you're telling yourself, I am disciplined. I am focused. I am worthy of success. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems and your morning system. It tells the truth about how serious you are. Here's the beautiful part. You don't need to overhaul your life. You need to start with 1 hour in the morning with intention. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Of that bridge is built brick by brick, morning by morning. So design your morning, because when you start your day with clarity, you end your day with progress. And that, my friend, is how success becomes predictable. Now, we've talked about how powerful a morning can be, and we've talked about designing it with intention. But we must now talk about something just as important, maybe even more important: the threats. You see, everything good, everything valuable comes with opposition. And the morning is no different. It's amazing how something so quiet, so peaceful, can be so fragile. There are enemies lurking, not with swords, but with silence. Not with noise, but with distraction. I remember when I first began changing my mornings. I was excited, energized. I had my plan. I had my goals. But it didn't take long before I noticed a pattern. I was being robbed. And not by a thief in the night, but by myself. You know what it was? It was that little voice that said, just 5 more minutes. Harmless, right? But 5 becomes 10. 10 becomes 30. And now the sun's up, the world is loud, and your peace is gone. The bed becomes a trap. Warm, comfortable, and deadly to discipline. Success is not just about doing big things. It's about defeating the small enemies over and over again. And one of the greatest enemies is delay. Because if you delay in the morning, you delay the whole day. The moment you hit that snooze button, you train your mind to break a promise. And that becomes a pattern. Discipline is doing what you said you would do. Even when the feeling has left you. Even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Let me ask you something. Do you wake up with intention? Or do you wake up with reaction? Because if the first thing you do is reach for your phone, you've already handed the morning to someone else. You let their messages, their problems, their noisy set the tone for your day. And once that happens, it's hard to get it back. That's why I always said, stand guard at the door of your mind, because your focus is precious. And in the morning, it's most vulnerable. You must protect your space before you go out and face the world. And here's another enemy: drifting. Waking up without purpose, without a reason, just existing. That's dangerous. Because the mind left without a mission starts to wander. And wandering minds don't build empires. Wandering minds don't chase goals. Purpose is fuel. It's energy. It's the reason you get up before the world wakes up. If you don't have that reason, you'll always struggle to get out of bed. You must know what you're fighting for. And let me tell you this, some of you are losing your mornings at night. You go to bed too late. You trade your future for a few hours of entertainment. And then wonder why the morning feels so hard. Discipline isn't just about what you start doing. It's also about what you stop doing. You can't have powerful mornings with careless nights. Every hour you steal from the night, you borrow it from tomorrow. I've seen people who say, "Jim, I'm just not a morning person." And I always smile and say, "You're not a morning person yet." Because it's not about personality. It's about practice. You don't rise early because it's easy. You rise early because your dreams deserve the best part of you. And you don't give that to them by accident. You give that to them by choice. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's discipline. I knew a man once. He told me he couldn't change, said he was too set in his ways. I asked him one question. "When was the last time you protected your morning?" He said, "Never." And that's where it starts. You don't have to win the whole day. You just have to win the first hour. Don't let the little things, comfort, distraction, excuses, rob you of something sacred. Because that's what the morning is. It's sacred. It's the start of something. It's the moment where you set the tone. It's where your mind is clear, your heart is open, and your choices matter most. You see, my friend, a success is not one big leap. It's a series of small victories. And the morning, that's your first victory. Guard it, protect it, win it, and you win the day. You know, one of the greatest lessons I ever learned is this: what you do every day matters far more than what you do once in a while. Success, real success, is not built in a day. It's built day by day, brick, habit by habit, morning by morning. Most people, they want big change, fast. They want transformation. They want breakthroughs. But they overlook the smallest thing that carries the biggest power: consistency. You see, it's not the single workout that makes you strong. It's going to the gym every morning when you don't feel like it. It's not one healthy meal that changes your body. It's choosing the salad over the burger again and again. It's not journaling one morning that gives you clarity. It's doing it every day until your thoughts sharpen like a sword. Consistency is not flashy. It's not dramatic. But it is magic. The results you want are hiding inside the routines you avoid. Let me tell you a little story. Years ago, I knew a man who wanted to become a writer. He was talented. No doubt about it. He had great ideas, powerful thoughts. But do you know what he lacked? He lacked rhythm. He would write one day, then nothing for a week. Then he'd get inspired and write for 2 days straight. Then stop for a month. And eventually the dream faded. Not because he wasn't good, but because he wasn't consistent. I told him once, it's not the fire of inspiration that matters most. It's the discipline to show up even when the fire burns low. Because discipline will carry you farther than motivation ever will. In the morning, that's when the compounding begins. Each day you rise with purpose. Each day you follow your routine, you plant a seed. And here's the part people miss. Compounding doesn't care how small your seed is. It only cares that you plant it every day. You meditate for 5 minutes. Plant the seed. You read 2 pages from a good book. Plant the seed. You write your goals down again. Plant the seed. It doesn't look like much at first. There's no applause, no audience, no instant results. But after a while, the harvest comes. And it comes big. You'll look back and say, "Whoa, look what I built. Look what I became." But it wasn't one big decision that did it. It was the small, repeated decision over and over again when no one was watching. Don't underestimate the power of a small good habit repeated over time. You want to know why most people never get there? Because they stop. They start strong, then lose momentum. And when you stop showing up, the compound effect stops working. The law of consistency is like a savings account. You don't see much at first. It's steady. But if you keep depositing day after day, suddenly interest kicks in. And now your life begins to rise. Your energy changes. Your confidence grows. Your vision sharpens. And then people ask, "How did you do it?" And you smile and say, "Every morning, every day, I just kept showing up." I remember what I used to tell my audiences all the time. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. So, the question is, are you willing to be consistent with the fundamentals? Because if you are, I promise life will open up for you. You'll look back on all those early mornings and see that they were not a sacrifice. They were the investment. You gave your best to your future, but the world asked for anything from you. You made your growth a priority before anyone needed your time. And let me tell you something else. The people who are consistent, they don't just build routines. They build identities. It's no longer something they do. It's who they are. They don't meditate. They are meditative. They don't just plan. They are planners. They don't rise early because it's trendy. They rise early because it's part of their character. And when you reach that level, you don't need willpower anymore. You've already become the kind of person who does the right thing whether it's easy or not. That's the gift of consistency. It changes your habits. Then it changes your identity. And once your identity changes, your life follows. So don't chase results. Chase the routine. Master the morning. And let the power of consistency do the rest. It won't happen overnight. But one morning, you'll wake up and realize you become someone different. Someone stronger. Someone unstoppable. And it all started with one simple decision. To do it again. You see, when you commit to your morning routine, when you show up every day, you're not just building better days. You're building a better you. Because the goal, the real goal, isn't just success. It's transformation. That's the power of it. A strong morning doesn't just help you do more. It helps you become more. Now here's a question worth asking. Who are you becoming? Most people, they never ask that. They're too busy reacting to life. Too busy answering emails, checking notifications, hurrying to work. But not you. You've started something different. You've stepped into awareness. And now you get to choose. Not just what you'll do today, but who you'll be tomorrow. That's the real gift of a morning routine. It carves out space to design the future. And I'll tell you this, the person you're meant to be is not found. They're created. Built morning by morning. Step by step. You don't stumble into your best self. You become them on purpose. One of the greatest discoveries I ever made in my own life was this. You can change everything by changing yourself. If you want more, you must become more. If you want success, don't pursue success. Pursue the skills. Pursue the habits. Pursue the disciplines. Because success is not something you chase. It's something you attract by the person you become. And that's why I teach the value of the morning. Because the morning is where the becoming begins. Every morning is a quiet chance to realign, to reflect, to renew your commitment. No one sees you. No one's watching. But that's when the magic happens. Character is formed in silence, not on the stage, not under the spotlight, but in those early moments when you choose to honor your future over your comfort. Let me ask you something. What if you treated your morning as a sacred appointment with your future? What if you woke up every day and said, "Today I build. Today I invest. Today I become." That kind of person doesn't just chase goals. They live with purpose. They act with intention. And when life gets hard, and it will, they don't break. Because they've built something stronger on the inside than anything life throws at them on the outside. That's who you become when you master your morning. Not a perfect person, but a grounded person, a focused person, a disciplined person. The kind of person who looks in the mirror one day and says, I earned this. This strength, I built it. This confidence, I forged it. This life, I created it. Not by luck, not by chance, but by choice. By rising when it was easier to sleep. By reflecting when it was tempting to scroll. By planning your day instead of letting your day plan you. You see, you can't become the person you're meant to be on accident. You've got to design it with intention, with purpose, with discipline. And every day that you follow your routine, you cast a vote for your future self. You tell the world, I'm serious. You tell your mind, we're doing this. You tell your life, this is who I am now. Not someday. Not next year. Today. Because that's where change happens. Right here. Right now. In the small, quiet commitment you make every morning when no one's watching. So, what do? You keep going. You keep building. You keep showing up. You become the kind of person who doesn't need motivation. Because you've got